This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck. I am Stephen Murray. Sorry, I'm just trying to connect this stupid Bluetooth here for our sound. There we go. I think we're back in business. See how that works, technology. Broadcasting from the beautiful shorelines of Virginia Beach, Virginia, the United States of America. I am Stephen Murray. It is just past 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is our new start time here on the Friday Soccer Paycheck. People have been asking to start just a hair later. So 4:20 seems pretty appropriate for this broadcast, to say the least. Don't mind me, got a little workout in. So if you see a little sweat coming off the forehead there, then we're fresh off some lunges and runs and some other fun stuff with dumbbells in the beautiful 78-degree February Virginia Beach weather. That being said, the allergies are a mess too. So if I sound like I'm talking underwater more so than usual, then that's probably the case. A little bit of allergies going on. Okay, so the ticker is at the bottom. Let's get you up to date here in the Premier League. That's what we're here for. Talk some business with some soccer. And we have a good slate of games ahead, it looks like, and the potential for goals again. And we're going to say this, looking at the weather, it just looks as mild over there in England. So England on the 53-degree day in England is like a 78-degree day in Virginia Beach. That's basically the way that I see it. So nice, conducive temperatures, I think, for goals to be scored over there in the English Premier League. Also in the English Championship, which we will go down that table after this. No harm, no foul for Arsenal after they lose last week to Everton 1-0 via the loss by Man City 1-0 to Tottenham. So a 5-point. Here we go. 3 weeks in a row. We have the 3 episodes in a row. We had the 50-point over 45-point lead. I feel like I've talked about this 3 times, but they've lost once, right? Because we had the off week. I don't know. I'm confusing myself. I think they had let's see. It would have been 47 and 42. Yes, that's what it would have been. So the 5-point lead is the same. The differential, the same. 3 more points. The same as last week, but 3 more than I initially thought 2 weeks ago. All right, Man City, second place, 45 points. And look, that creeping right there on the doorstep with a draw last week against Crystal Palace. Manchester United up to third place, 43 points, or still in third place. Newcastle, via their draw, is in fourth place with 40 points. And Tottenham right there in the best form there of the top 5 teams. 2 wins in a row for the Hotspur, 39 points for them. And then we start to level off. And we'll take a peek at the bottom of the table again, which the bottom of the table did decent last week, which we kind of thought that may happen, to be honest. Picks last week were actually pretty good. We had some sneaky dog suspicions, and we just didn't pull the trigger on one. Liverpool's our biggest fail. We should have gone with Wolverhampton, who we've been on Wolverhampton a little bit, actually. They play so feisty. Let's see here. 33 points for Brentford. They trail Brighton by 1. They have 34, so Brighton in 6th. And then it starts to drop off. Fulham 8th, Chelsea 9th. Chelsea has 30 points. Liverpool 10th place, 29 points. Aston Villa, they finally lose their last time out. lost to Leicester, which we kind of saw that coming. We knew a lot of goals would happen in that game too. So they did. They got 7 goals, I think, or no, 6 goals, right? Aston Villa with the loss last week, 11th place, 28 points for them. Crystal Palace, 24 points. They have 2 draws and 3 losses in their last 5. Now, remember, too, this is our first week back of continuity with these teams. We had a lot of the breaks with the regional tournaments that they have, the World Cup as well. So this is the first time we've played 2 weeks in a row here in the EPL in quite some time, I feel like. I think we've done it once since the World Cup anyway. So this would only be the second time, and here we are all the way in mid-February. So that's kind of interesting to note. So pay attention going forward, the continuity of these teams. I think the form's really going to start to show itself of how these teams are starting to look this week. And we could get some more surprises, I think, too, to be honest. Nottingham Forest, 24 points. They're one of the teams that is playing really nice. 3 wins for Nottingham Forest, 2 draws, no losses in their last 5. They have 24 points. They seem clear of the relegation zone pretty decently. A 6-point lead over the Mendoza line for relegation, but figure that's not safe really either. It's breathing space, but not safe. Leicester City, 21 points. They're still floating around the bottom, but they did win their last time out. Wolverhampton, winners of 2 of 3. They've also have a draw in their last 5. Wolverhampton, 20 points. Leeds, they drew their last time out after Jesse Marsh got fired. So Leeds rebounds decently. They blew a 2-goal lead, actually, midweek against Manchester United. So Leeds could have capitalized with a couple more points. They'd be up there right with Leicester in 14th, but they are now still 16th via that draw. West Ham, they drew and have won their last 2 games out. I feel like this is a team we might need to pay attention to a little bit at the bottom. I think this is a team that might get some good prices, and we'll take a look at that this week. They play Chelsea, and getting a good price against Chelsea, a team that leads them by 8 spots. We'll see. Chelsea does not look good at all. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Everton, Bournemouth, Southampton round out your 3 relegation teams at this moment. Everton has 18 points. Bournemouth, 17 points. They're in terrible form. They've lost 4 of 5. Everton with the big upset over Arsenal last week. All right, so we'll see if they can carry momentum with the new manager there and try to get another win. Southampton, they got a winnable game against the Wolves, but they need a win, and they need it bad. They have 15 points, last place. 4 losses in their last 5. So let's get to the odds for the EPL, and we'll go ahead and bang down that championship table here a little bit later. Logging on to said website line provider. Hope everyone's having a nice weather day wherever you are at. Definitely beautiful down here. Funny text coming through. Definitely beautiful out here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, the United States. Great winter day. Let's see. Okay, first game on the docket. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. West Ham and Chelsea. West Ham is the host. They are plus 240 dogs. I think that's a good price at home. If you like West Ham, do you see a shootout? Can West Ham get some goals in this game? I think they can actually get the 3 goals against the Chelsea team that should be playing better. You expect them to play better, but you just haven't seen it yet from Chelsea. As far as home team goals for West Ham, and they only have, there's nothing to say that they're going to get 3 goals. This is just a hunch in that they are due. They could have a big game at home. They did get 3 goals 2 weeks ago. We had them straight up last week against Newcastle, a really good team, and they drew them out and definitely had opportunities to win and get goals. Plus 870 at home for West Ham goals to beat Chelsea is a shot we may have to take. We're going to be priced into that, I think, just automatically. We are due for a high-scoring first half, too, in that early game. We have not gotten that yet. If you look for a home team over 1.5, you're getting plus 1040 overall. So that's a decent price, but I think I like the plus 870 overall for 3 goals. That way they can scoop the goal number 2 and 3 in the second half. This is just a pure hunch on West Ham tomorrow. I think they have a good shot against Chelsea. Chelsea just has not looked good. There's nothing that shows me that they played well. Let's see if let's look on the injury report. So it's so hard. They list the players, and you never really know who's going to get in until right before kickoff. But I don't see any Raheem Sterling anywhere. So that's going to be good. And we'll go ahead and we're going to give, let's see, is Antonio's in? Oh, no, I see Sterling. There he is, plus 750 for the first goal scorer. So he may actually be back. Pay attention to that. They actually will list some of these anytime goal scorers. I've had to learn the hard way. I feel like a couple of my guys, I feel like are getting ready to play, and then next thing you know that they are riding the bench. Big angle on that we talked about last week, coming way true in the terms of that. So we got 2 good players we like to play on goals that are going to be completely off guard when we get to that Arsenal game. So we'll look at West Ham points. I just haven't seen it from Chelsea. I think even on the win at straight up at plus 240 is the deal. Chelsea is a favorite on name alone. Weird things happen at that 7:30 window, but West Ham might be a team with a little bit of momentum here. And if they get a win over Chelsea, man, could Graham Potter not even last a partial season? That'd be interesting. Graham Potter, the coach, manager for Chelsea, if he gets sacked from losing to West Ham on Saturday. That's what they do. They get rid of these managers fast and furious if you're not producing wins. Leicester and Tottenham, a 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time game. Leicester is plus 240. Tottenham is plus 105. The draw is plus 260. The story of these 2 teams is this, I think. A lot of people are down on Leicester because of their defense. Their defense is porous, to say the least. They have given up 37 goals, but they can score 2. They've scored 32. And 37 is not quite the worst in the league. Bournemouth holds that with 43. So Leicester, their reputation is just being very, very leaky on defense. That being said, I feel like they're healthier than ever at this point of the season. I don't think they've been this healthy all year. And I think you're seeing better efforts out of Leicester potentially. Now, you're going to see that in this game against Tottenham. Tottenham is what we know them to be right now. We know them to be a good team who can definitely lose at any given moment because they put up a dud. But generally, they are a good team. So if we have Leicester, who is playing better and in good form and shows potential to have some leakiness on defense, and we also have Tottenham with a Harry Kane who always seems to score, then we are going to naturally just think of a collaborative over for this game. We hope that Leicester can do their job and get us 1 or 2 themselves. But I think you count on Tottenham getting their goals. They're plus 330 for over 2.5 goals for Tottenham. I think that's a safe bet. And I think if you go over 4.5 total goals at plus 470, I think you can get there too, to be honest. So I would expect goals, especially in nice weather at Leicester with Tottenham and Leicester. I don't think there's any doubt about that. If you want to play it safe and you just want to play 186 on over 3.5, I think you get there. Over 2.5 is just minus 136 as well. That's not a bad price at all. You could get that in the first 20 minutes of the game and have that locked up and over with. So maybe do the triple, do your over 2.5, over 3.5, over 4.5. And I wouldn't be surprised if these teams climbed all the way to 6 goals or more, to be honest. We'll see how that plays out. You know, obviously you say this and then it turns out to be a 1-0 Tottenham victory and just a boring old soccer game, which can always be the case. But if we're looking for suspects to get goals, then these two fit the profile very well against each other for sure. Interesting game here. Crystal Palace at home against Brighton, who's been playing well. I'm going to say that they're going to miss Trossard still, but Brighton has been kind of pulling some magic out of their hats here late in games, winning games late, scoring games, scoring to draw games late. So they're pulling off some late regulation time heroics. Meanwhile, you have Crystal Palace here, who is just what they are. Gritty defensive game. They pack it in. They don't let you score. And then they're going to try to capitalize with their speed on the counterattack. Crystal Palace had them against Man United last week. We took a chance with them on the road too, right, at Man United. They went down 2-0 and actually rallied to 2-1. They never quite got that second goal, but, just two really good shots by Man United is what it took. And Crystal Palace actually, I thought in the loss, hung in there well, which might be promising for this game at home. So a plus 280 with Crystal Palace, who, trust me, they've been a bad team to play on. But this is just one of those where I think Brighton can go down and Crystal Palace can get a win at home. So plus 280 for the Crystal Palace. You kind of play that in the same regard as you do with the plus 240 with West Ham and Chelsea. It's just kind of almost the same theory with the fact that Brighton is actually better than Chelsea, which that shouldn't be the case either, but that is definitely the truth. And I think Brighton's just stumbling a little bit. They're getting one goal or two goals, but they're not blowing teams out. They're not getting their 3 or 4 goals like they started to get when they have Trossard out there now that he plays for Arsenal. And Palace, if we look at the anytime goal scorers in this game, we'll make sure that everyone's healthy. You're waiting for Wilfried Zaha to come out and have a fantastic game. You just haven't seen it yet. In fact, he is not even on my goal scorer list. So Zaha is likely probably out. I think I did hear he had some sort of an injury. That's not going to sway me one way or the other, to be honest. There are some decent players on Crystal Palace. Eze, Eberechi Eze, all right, 550 anytime goal scorer is a good price for him to get a goal. So I don't know. I would take a small shot here on Crystal Palace, to be honest. At least use them as a dancing partner. You're getting a good price. If you have to fill a 4th or a 5th spot in the parlay that you must boost up your juice, then maybe throw them in there for a chance. Southampton and Wolverhampton, a 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time game. The Wolves are plus 150. Southampton is plus 200. The draw is plus 210. I think you just ride the Wolves. They had a good win last week against Liverpool. They dominated them. Southampton is a team that they should beat if they've actually started to turn the corner and really be a nice, pleasant surprise here. They've been playing feisty all year. They're making it pay off. And again, I don't want to project anything by any time goal scorers, but there are some definitely good additions that Wolverhampton seems to be putting up there. Cunha would be one of them for the Wolves. Anuachu as well. So there's definitely some talent here. This actually could be an over game because I was thinking that Southampton was kind of starting to play decent, even though that they're losing. I wouldn't be surprised if Southampton can score at home and then the Wolves can actually score on the road in this game. I could see this being just at the end of the day, Southampton does have a few good players. They have James Ward-Prowse, who can score. They have Shea Adams, who can score. So there are definitely some decent guys out there for Southampton. It's priced evenly, right? I mean, plus 200, plus 210, plus 150 straight across home to the away. Away team goals. Let's look at that. And we'll look at total goals as well. I don't think Southampton will get to 3, but I think they can get 2. I think the Wolves can get potentially 3. So 5-goal potential on this game is what I would say. Away team over 2.5 is plus 630. That's a nice price. We're going to have to get involved with that somehow, I guess. Over 4.5 is plus 960. That's the beautiful thing. You can just take a couple of these things we've talked about. In fact, we'll go ahead and throw that in there. Over 4.5 plus 960, Wolves and Southampton. We'll rewind to what we've talked about already as well. We'll throw Crystal Palace in there. We'll throw an over 4.5 with Tottenham in there. Just to give you guys an example of what the payout can be here for something crazy. And we'll throw West Ham. So right now, this is just a $5 bet, people. $5. Over 4.5, Southampton, Wolverhampton, Crystal Palace straight up at home to win. Over 4.5, Leicester and Tottenham. West Ham straight up home to win. $5 pays $3,898. So not too bad. 3-2, that could be the Wolves game. What's the correct score on that? That's going to pay good, I think. 41-1. We'll stay off that. Let's see here. Fulham and Nottingham Forest. Fulham is minus 115 at home. 340 plus for Nottingham Forest. The draw is plus 250. Fulham has been playing down. They've not been playing as good and as explosive as they were the first part of the season and before the World Cup. I feel like ever since the World Cup, they're one of these teams who've been kind of stymied by it. And you've yet to see Fulham's full onslaught of offensive force. So it's hard for me to trust Fulham as a favorite here. Nottingham Forest in good form at plus 340. I guess maybe you take a shot, but even in the Leeds game, they only had the one real good shot on goal and they won 1-0. So I would say that this would be a pass overall because I don't think you can trust Fulham right now. Nottingham Forest is in really, really good form. Beware. I mean, I could see this being a draw plus 250. There's got to be draws anyway. So I won't make that an official play. But if you wanted to, I think everything 0-0 to 2-2 is a safe bet, or even 3-3, I guess. If you wanted to climb the ladder, there you go. 0-0 is 9-1, 1-1 is 6-1, 2-2 is 15-1, and 3-3 is 80-1. So again, climbing the ladder, an elevator play, as Nephew Dave would say, is you take all those bets, tied the game 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. You just bet it all. And at the end of the day, whatever wins is still going to be a better price than betting the tie altogether. Be ready, because if it's 3-3 at halftime, you're going to have to bet more. That's the one angle about it. But I like that angle of approach with the elevator play for sure. Trust me, if I had enough bankroll right now, I would do it, but I'm not going to. Newcastle, Bournemouth, minus 175 for Newcastle. Bournemouth, plus 500. And the draw is plus 290. Newcastle on the road here at Bournemouth, who is a bad team, getting 5-1 odds to win at home. I think this is a Newcastle win. You could take them at minus 175. I think you can take them for goals for sure. And if you want the away team over 2.5 goals, I would feel safe in putting that on the board. I think they can get there for you. They can definitely get over 1.5 at minus 130 if you want a better price than minus 175. But at plus 265, away team goals for Newcastle, you throw it in. And if you want to throw that on top of our bet already that we have on over 4.5 for the Wolves, Southampton, Crystal Palace, over 4.5, Tottenham, Leicester, West Ham, and now over team goals, Newcastle 2.5 plus 265. Our $5 little fun bet now pays $14,241. And that's just the trick of the trade, people. I think you could bet this. So in order for this, I'm going to do this quick math in my head. $5 goes into 14,241. It's going to go in there to 280 something times, about 285, 290 times for the most part. So you can bet this 202 or 200 times this bet, and you're going to win it a couple times. I'll tell you that right now. Everything we just talked about will hit in that combination more than once for sure. And I wouldn't even doubt 2, 3, 4, 5 times in that period of 280. Now, the combinations are different, but for a minimal investment to make a lot, this is a good, solid strategy. We don't look at anything Bournemouth. We look at strictly Newcastle here. And it is a 12 o'clock game. Of course, they got me on the featured games. So I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's rewind. Oh, Sportsbook with your featured game scenario. Did we talk about all the... the only game not on the featured game is crazy. This should be the featured game. Arsenal and Brentford. Arsenal is minus 220. Brentford plus 600. The draw is plus 350. Arsenal did loss off Everton, and they have good players. They should rebound, you would think, but Brentford's tough. They just keep winning and plugging away. At a 6-1 odds, you might be priced in here with Brentford. At least take them and the draw because you can play both sides, to be honest, and get a win with plus 350 on the draw, plus 600 on Brentford. I'm not going to throw them in the super parlay, but yeah, I think you can play around with some Brentford goals tomorrow. But they win, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 2-1, 1-0, or Arsenal comes out and explodes. That would be the other thing. Just for the fun of it, I'm just not going to see the value in the Arsenal goals. Home team Arsenal to get over 2.5 is just plus 180. I just don't see it. There with Arsenal now. I think they're overpriced. And that's a shame because we had so much fun for them. And that's the other thing. Don't take your anytime goal scorers. That's what we kind of alluded to beforehand. Because Martinelli, who's the third shot on the board, plus 185. Trossard is plus 175. All right. But unless Trossard is starting, which we won't really know until tomorrow, don't bet this. I mean, you cannot bet this until you see the lineups. Anything with Martinelli and Trossard. If they're both in the lineup, that's fine. You figure they don't get subbed out. But you can't take it for 2 goal scorers. If Trossard's sitting on the bench for Martinelli, both goal scorers are shot. So we've lost a fun one there. Eddie Nketiah is the one we kind of starting to like, but he's the favorite at plus 145. I mean, how do you not like Bukayo Saka? He's got to be playing. I mean, he's been playing great, plus 200 for anytime goal for him. And Ivan Toney plus 240. I think that's very live tomorrow as well. I could see a Saka and Toney parlay. You'd get paid pretty good there. Probably about 10-1, a little less, 8 or 9-1 if you have Saka and Toney to both get a score in that game. So that is a 10 o'clock Eastern Standard game kickoff with Arsenal and Brentford. Okay, it's Sunday games. We have 2 of them. And then we also have a Monday game. Yep, there it is. Not on the ticker, so beware of that. Liverpool and Everton. Leeds and Man United, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Leeds, and this just a rematch? Didn't they just play? Okay, let me make sure I'm not losing my mind here. Let me go back to these scores. These teams just played, right? Let me make sure I'm not giving you bogus information. So this is going to be a quick turnaround. No, I don't care about your pay-per-view. Give me the EPO. Oh, we appreciate your patience here on the Deep End Broadcasting Network as we work to get your old scores so we don't give you bad information. Okay, yes. Yeah, Man United and Leeds. This is the rematch. This time at Leeds, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2-2 draw last time out. The second consecutive week, we get Leeds on the 9 a.m. Sunday game. And they were nothing but horrible last Sunday. So hopefully they don't have the effects of the Sunday early kickoff, 2 p.m. local time there. Plus 280 for Leeds. Man United minus 115. The draw is plus 280. Leeds got some new vigor with a new manager. There's the jury's going to be out on them a little bit. Man United has been well. They're still third, but I feel like they've regressed a hair here. That showed in the game against Leeds where they were down 2-0 and had to rally. I think this is going to be a no play for me. I haven't been involved in the Man U games too much. I feel like they win and they've been nice, but too close for comfort, too low scoring for me. Better odds on the board, I think, to play with. So nothing for Leeds and Man United. If you do want to go over goals, we'll take a look at that real quick. Over 3.5, which is what they got the other day, is at a plus 158. I think that's fair. You get a nice price there. Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man City and Aston Villa. Man City is minus 410. Aston Villa is plus 1,000. The draw is plus 550. Man City is coming off a 1-0 loss where they look terrible. Kevin De Bruyne comes off the bench in that game. How about that for the younger player? Is De Bruyne even old? Something's just, I don't know. You look at the Man City roster, it's not the same as it was last year. There's a lot of different players in there. So that's just not the same team. They are not the high flyers everyone kind of expects them to be. Do they get off this game against Aston Villa? Maybe. But at 10-1 odds, and the way Aston Villa has been kind of playing feisty themselves, and now Aston Villa never beats Man City. I think they've been outscored goal-wise, something ridiculous. The Man City team goals would be the play here if you think that route. We'll take a look there. Plus 550 for a draw. I think you take the draw on Aston Villa and kind of Super Bowl Sunday, hope for a prayer. Because Aston Villa has been playing decent, at least to me. So you're hearing it here first. What does Aston Villa pay? You ask. If you throw them in our parlay, make it a 6-teamer. Now look, if you were to do this craziness, you need to make 2 tickets so you can cash out that first one, or at least just play the 5-game parlay and then to play the 6. So if you want another ticket, add Aston Villa to this. Woo! $5 pays $156,705. How about that? That is Aston Villa to beat City. Now, look, this is an extra ticket. Now, on top of this one, all right? And then the 5 play over Newcastle goals, 2.5. West Ham straight up. Over 4.5. Tottenham, Leicester. Crystal Palace straight up. Over 4.5. Southampton, Wolverhampton. That's a fun round robin to do those 4 together. You'll get a nice little payday in that regard. But look at the Aston Villa goals and look at the Man City goals. Now, if Aston Villa wins, I think they win like 2-1, 3-2 even. Man City didn't have the dominating possession last week either, and their loss against Tottenham. Tottenham found themselves with the ball a lot. The way that offensively Aston Villa has been playing, if they can get some possession, that's going to be their chance there. Home team goals for Man City over 2.5 is just plus 108. I just don't like that. I had it last week and got burned on it. Over 3.5 is plus 310. Away team over 1.5 is plus 420. That's a good price. I think maybe you take a shot with Villa to get 2 goals at plus 420. So there's a few angles there. And then Monday we have Everton and Liverpool. Can Everton rebound or capitalize on their last victory over Arsenal at a very struggling Liverpool side? Liverpool needs this. Wow, if they were to lose this game at home, then this is going to be worth the watch just to see if that happens alone, to be honest. Minus 195 for Liverpool. Everton plus 500. The draw is plus 330, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Note that is not on my ticker. I don't know. It's a pass for me. I can't. Liverpool, I'm disgusted at. And Everton, although they won that last time out, It's going to be a little different on the road. So no play with me for that. Okay, let's take a break. And then when we come back, we'll go ahead and go through the championship table, and I'll give you my picks, and we'll get out of here. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck on the Deep End Broadcasting Network. I am Stephen Murray from beautiful Virginia Beach, Virginia, the United States of America. Nice, lovely, warm February day.
Hey, does your home have algae or stains on the siding? Is there grime built up on your deck or brick patio? Coastal Pressure Washing Services has a warranty of professional services. From pressure washing to window cleaning to deck and fence staining, as well as dryer vent cleaning, you got it all. Call Coastal Pressure Washing at area code 757-439-9810 or visit our website at coastalpressurewashing.net. Again, call Coastal Pressure Washing at area code 757-439-9810 or visit our website at coastalpressurewashing.net.
Tired of your swimming pool's diatomaceous earth pool filter, the constant cleaning, green pool, cloudy water? I thought this was supposed to be clean. Trust your swimming pool's water quality with a custom sand filter installed. A clean, easy solution for your swimming pool operations. Contact Dependable Solutions at 757-354-5517. Do you want to advertise with Deep End Broadcasting? Send us an email at deepend757@yahoo.com. That's deepend757@yahoo.com.
Know your gambling limits. Don't ever bet what you can't cover. Wagering on sports is only fun when you do it the right way. Not every bet will win. When you get on a bad run, know it and avoid trouble. Know your gambling limits.
Control your alcohol. Don't fight. Don't drink and drive. Your one punch could kill someone. It happens. If you're behind the wheel, you may think you are fine, but then the other driver is under the influence of texting, and then you are done. Control your alcohol.
Family owned and operated, CP Shuckers Cafe and Raw Bar specializes in delicious cuisine, refreshing drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. We opened our doors in 1995 and have enjoyed being a place to either relax or celebrate ever since. Whether you are in the mood to indulge in a great meal with your friends and family or watch the game, we promise that our inventive menu, attentive service, skilled bartenders will have you truly satisfied. Both of our locations have spacious outdoor patios for enjoying the breeze and catching a little sun. Our friendly staff at CP Shuckers will make your next dining experience a pleasant one by delivering personal care. We are open until 2 a.m. Full menu will be served until 10 p.m. and late night limited menu until 1 a.m. For larger parties, please give the location of choice a call. Pacific Avenue, 757-425-8676 or Shore Drive, 757-412-2929. More information at cpshuckers.com. Thank you for your continued support and have a shucking good time. Tired of your swimming pool's diatomaceous earth pool filter, the constant cleaning, green pool, cloudy water? I thought this was supposed to be clean. Trust your swimming pool's water quality with a custom sand filter installed. A clean, easy solution for your swimming pool operations. Contact Dependable Solutions at 757-354-5517.
This is the Deep End Broadcasting Network.
Okay, let's cruise through the championship swiftly as we can. Burnley, 5 wins in a row, 65 points. Sheffield, second place, 58 points. They won their last time out. Note that everyone in the top 5 won their last time out. It was the top 6 until Birmingham beat West Brom this afternoon. Birmingham 2-0 winners against West Brom. So West Brom finally gets an L after having a nice campaign and run of it late. Middlesbrough, Luton Town both have 48 points. And then the far separation, let's see. So the top team gets in, and then it's 2 through 5 get in as well. So 1 goes automatically to the English Premier League. The winner of the play-in tournament of 2 and 5 goes as well, and then so does the third place team, right? Yeah, so elevate 3 and 3 teams lose or go down to Division 1 from here, League 1. Watford, 2 wins in a row for them, 45 points. That's good. West Brom, we talked about them. They just lost their last time out. After this, it's a crapshoot. It's literally roulette. I mean, it is sprinkled wins and losses all up and down every other game. It's like a checkers board, to be honest. And we're talking about Blackburn, who's actually been playing not even that good, I think. Somehow they're still at 7th place with 44 points. But this is going to be let's see, we're talking from 7th place all the way down until, I'll give it to 18th place. How about that? That's 36 points. So you're talking about a difference of 8 points overall is going to separate 11 teams. All right, 11 teams are within 8 points of each other. And you get 3 points for a win, so that can tell you how the second half could play out here with any of these people. In this order, yeah, Blackburn, and look, the form's just not there. I'll tell you if they score goals or they don't. But if you kind of even look at that up and down the list, I mean, that is about as middle as it gets, to be honest. So a lot of inconsistency, and this has been a tough league to handicap if you want winners. Goals have been coming by a little bit lately, but buyer beware in the championship for sure. It's a hard league. People do want to bet on it. I do like to dab in it too myself. Okay. And that's part of the fun of it, is cracking the code of this of mayhem that you have here that we're going to discuss. So Blackburn, Millwall, Sunderland, Norwich City, Preston North End, Hull City, or they're the team who skyrocketed the most of this bunch. Swansea, Queen's Park Rangers, who've been a draw machine, Coventry, Birmingham, who just wins today to add to their inconsistency after losing 3 in a row, Reading, and Bristol City. So all these teams separated 44 points to 36 points. And then you had some bad ones. And you're talking about these 6 teams have just 2 wins combined in the last 5 weeks. They have just 10 draws and 18 losses. So 2, 18, and 10 are these teams. Stoke, Rotherham, Cardiff, Huddersfield, Blackpool, and Wigan Athletic. Wigan has given up 49 goals. That's the most in the league. Blackpool has given up 45 goals. That's a lot. Reading has given up 44 goals. That's a lot. Hull has given up 44 goals. That's a lot. Cardiff doesn't score at all. Wigan doesn't score at all. Wigan has the double whammy at a minus 22 points. And that's the thing. You just don't have teams with any kind of overwhelming goal differential. You have a lot of super negatives, to be honest. Burnley really taking it over with 58 goals scored for them, 48 for Sheffield. Bristol City can score goals. They have 39. They've conceded 39, so they're an over team, Bristol City, as of lately. So we'll see who they're playing. Norwich, kind of the same deal. 40 goals scored for them. They've given up 34. Sunderland can score. They have 42 goals. Swansea has 43 goals. Hull still can get goals at 37. Luton has 37. Watford 36. Middlesbrough has scored 45. That's good. Luton does not allow goals, 29. Okay. Hopefully you kind of caught some of that as we go. Let's go to the lines. So 10 a.m. games. That's the whole window here. Do we have Sunday games? We have a full Saturday slate. It looks like everything's at 10 a.m. And then we actually have Tuesday and Wednesday stuff, which we will not get into. Maybe we'll do a special. I don't know. You're on your own, people, for that one. Blackpool plus 120. Rotherham plus 230. Talked about them being two bad teams here. I mean, this is as stink as it gets. I feel like they just both played their last time out, too. I feel like, is this another rematch? Let's see here. Blackpool played Huddersfield. Yeah, all right, another bad team. Okay, so if we're looking at goals given up, just neither one can score. And they both give up goals. It's a pass. Next game. I'll go back. All right, next game. Burnley and Preston. Why not take Burnley? They've been winning all along. Preston is the team, though. They did not give up a lot of goals at first. Let's see where they're at now. They've allowed 33, which is about middle of the pack. So they kind of found they weren't scoring or allowing goals. They seem to be allowing goals at this point. I guess if you need Burnley, this is the one team you look at. They're the dominant force here. Why not? This is the one favorite on the board you can probably take at minus 210. Okay. At over goals for Burnley. We have to do justice on this show and look at that. Over 2.5 is plus 255. So there's your bet. Take Burnley over 2.5 goals at plus 255. Norwich and Bristol. Oh, two over teams. Here we go. They both can score. So over 3.5 goals in this game is a plus 210. Okay, that's fair. If they can get to 4.5 plus 530. So maybe it's just worth taking a chance to get that 5-1 odds if you're going to do your little championship parlay. Wigan and Huddersfield is two bad teams. We'll pass on that. Cardiff and Middlesbrough. I guess you got to look at Middlesbrough since Cardiff is so bad. So goals for Middlesbrough. Goals away team. Middlesbrough is plus 440. Not too bad. I think you take it. QPR and Millwall. This has draw written all over it just because QPR is the draw machine, and that's just how Millwall plays at this point. Sheffield and Swansea. Another over game. Here we go. Sheffield and Swansea over 3.5 goals is at plus 230. Okay, nice. And over 4.5 is plus 580. So you can even parlay the 2 3.5s together for this game and that Bristol Norwich game. I think that's fair. And maybe even Burnley on theirs. Let's see what that pays actually. Burnley goals away team over 2.5. Nope, wrong. Home team over 2.5. Significant difference. It is literally plus 255 and plus 1,400. So that tells you Burnley's going to win right there. Just take them on the money line. Minus 210, literally. If you've got the cojones, that's what you probably should do. Norwich and Bristol over 4.5 goals. This is important, people. We're talking mass payouts here. What do we say? 3.5? Yeah, 3.5. Know that the 4.5 is going to pay significantly more. All right. Plug the numbers in yourself and see. And Swansea and Sheffield over 3.5. Plus 230. Okay, and I've got one too many of something. Norwich. Okay, So this pays. Oh man, why'd you do that? Exhilarating broadcast, huh? When you got to go back and re-click stupid stuff. Parlay now. So over Burnley, 2.5 goals. Over Sheffield and Swansea, 3.5 goals. Over Norwich, 3.5 goals. 10. I'll get you 353. That's not too bad. So no, it's probably more like 1,000 if you go to the over 4.5s. But we'll leave that right there and we'll add to it. Down the list on games here on the English Championship, Stoke and Hull. Maybe Hull straight up, to be honest. They're playing much better than Stoke. So we'll throw them at plus 270 in there. Now our $10 parlay pays $13.33. We'll review that in a second. Let's go ahead and throw Middlesbrough in there for their goals against Cardiff. Actually, you can just take Middlesbrough for the win. How about that? We'll make it easy at a plus 105 for us. Sunderland and Reading. Sunderland should win, but this is a game that could definitely draw out. I wouldn't bet it. Watford and Blackburn. I feel like Blackburn's going the wrong direction fast. Watford is definitely playing better. Let's add Watford to this crazy play right here at minus 120 straight up at 10 a.m. Eastern time, and that's it. All right, so our championship ticket looks like this. 6-game parlay, and mix and match this, round robin it. In fact, that's what we'll do. We'll throw a little 6-game round robin, and we'll throw $2 on every leg for you. This will be a grand total bet of let's see, a grand total of 14, 44, 84, 104. All right, $114 bet. All right, round robin these 6. Watford, Middlesbrough, straight up. Hull, straight up. Over 3.5 goals, Bristol and Norwich. Over 3.5, Sheffield, Swansea. Over 2.5, Burnley, Preston. A 6-team round robin. 114 pays $6,365. If you hit a 3-game parlay in the sequence, then you get, let's see, not much. I think it's like 50, 70 bucks, $75. Yeah. So if you hit a 3-gamer, you're basically going to break even if you hit 3 of the 6. So maybe, why not throw in that? That sounds about right anyway, right? So if you're going to win 3, lose 3, you about break even. So instead, do your little $2 all the way across the board round robins. If you hit a 5-game parlay, then you're going to get a nice little payout here. A couple, 1,000 or something like that. If you get 5 of the 6, 4 of the 6 will be a few hundred. Little El Cheapo bet. Okay, reviewing plays. Look in the championship. Burnley over 2.5 team goals. Sheffield United and Swansea to go over 3.5 team goals. Bristol and Norwich over 3.5 team goals. Hull plus 270 to win. Middlesbrough plus 105 to win. Watford minus 120 to win. So there's some movable. The games that are super overs would be those 2 with the 3.5. So if you want to get 5 or 6 to 1 on Sheffield and Bristol and their games to go over 4.5, then you have my blessing. In the Premier League, we're going to take a chance with West Ham, and West Ham over 2.5 goals, which pays really nice. That's the 7:30 a.m. game, so get that one early. Tottenham and Leicester is going to be an over game, 3.5, 4.5 goals, whatever. Crystal Palace, sneaky win at home, plus 280. Sneaky over, we like Wolves over goals, and a sneaky over collaborative effort with Southampton, 3.5, 4.5 goals with Southampton and the Wolves. I'll get Nephew Dave to post some tickets at DeepEnd757 on the Twitter, at DeepEnd757 on the Twitter. Newcastle can win their game as well. They can get over 2.5 goals, I think. And why not? Since Man City just doesn't look like the same team, until they can earn your trust, completely and fully, I think. Even though it's not like they're on some super losing skid either, to be honest. But they're not blowing teams out either. All right, that's the moral of the story here. Man City and Aston Villa take a chance. Aston Villa, Man City draw. All right, plus 550 for the draw, 10-1 odds for Aston Villa, and team goals for Aston Villa over 1.5 is plus 420 as well. That's a good number that we like. No play Liverpool Everton Monday. If you're going to bet that one, good luck. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck. Rewind at any point to go ahead and, refresh the start of the show. And you can go ahead and get everything EPL. I think we broke it down good. There's no weather concerns, chance for goals, some good matchups. Hopefully the tickets can cash. So, round robin, 11 a.m. Sunday, 11 a.m. Sunday, Eastern Standard Time, the round robin. We will talk about the championship game for the NFL that evening and see what we can come up with. What the puck is going on, Monday through Thursdays, 6 p.m. That worked out well this week, I think. I think we had a good week there. MLR Rugby Show Wednesday, Major League Rugby, Western preview to come with that. And then, how about this? George Norrie from Coast to Coast, the famous show about the paranormal, extraterrestrials, and everything like that. He will be on our new show Tuesday, Inquisition Unknown, with a question mark. That's George Norrie. That is the whale of guest people. So doing good things here on the network. All right. The Tottenham fans lead us out. This is the Friday Soccer Paycheck. I'll get Nephew Dave to post the tickets at Deep End 757. Good luck, everybody.